Hello, little man. Boy, sure heard a bunch about you. See, I was a good friend of your dad's. We were in that Hanoi and put a hound together for over 5 years. Hopefully, you'll never have to experience this yourself. But when two men are in a situation like me and your dad were, for as long as we were, you take on certain responsibilities of the other. If it had been me who had not made it, Major Coolidge would be talking right now to my son, Jim. But as it turns out, I'm here talking to you, Butch. I got something for you. This gold watch I got here was first purchased by your great-grandfather during the First World War. It was bought in a little general store in Knoxville, Tennessee, made by the first company to ever make wristwatches. Before then, people just carried around pocket watches. It was bought by Private Doughboy Ryan Coolidge on the day he set sail for Paris. This was your great-grandfather's war watch, and he wore it every day he was in that war. After he had done his duty, went home to your great-grandmother, took the watch off, put it in an old coffee can, and in that can it stayed until your granddad, Dane Coolidge, was called upon by his country to go overseas and fight the Germans once again. This time they called it World War II. Your great-grandfather gave this watch to your granddad for good luck. Unfortunately, Dane's luck wasn't as good as his old man's. Dane was a Marine. He was killed with all the other Marines at the Battle of Wake Island. Your granddad was facing death. He knew it. None of those boys had any illusions of getting off that island alive. So 3 days before the Japanese took the island, your granddad asked the gunner on an Air Force transport named Wanaki, man he'd never met before in his life, to deliver to his infant son, who he'd never seen in the flesh, his gold watch. 3 days later, your granddad was dead, but Wanaki kept his word. After the war was over, paid your grandmother a visit, delivering to your infant father his dad's gold watch. This watch was on your daddy's wrist when he was shot over Hanoi. He was captured, put in a Vietnamese prison camp. And he knew if they saw it, they would confiscate it, take it away. And the way your dad looked at it, this watch was your birthright, and they'd be damned if they were going to get their greasy hands on it. So he hid it in the only place he knew he could hide something, his ass. 5 long years, he wore this watch up his ass. Then he died of dysentery. Give me the watch. I hid this uncomfortable hunk of metal in my ass 2 years. After 7 years, I was sent home to my family. And now, little man, I give the watch to you.